me just make sure how you guys doing. Let me just make sure the lighting is good. I'm just trying to get the lighting as best as I can. Hold on a second, guys. How's that? That might be a bit better. So we've got a lot of noise outside. I don't know what's going on today. A lot of helicopters. How are we doing? Yeah, I can't wait, James, for the Josh Warrington fight. Just seen photo of Josh Warrington at the weigh-in. He looks like he's throwing the kitchen sink at this. You're watching the fight tonight? Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the fight. So, guys, just continuing on from my conversation yesterday about the mental health. You know, where I've opened up about the struggles that I've been going through for a while now, and I just want to say before I get into this, actually, because there's most of this is actually really positive, because I think today it's only natural. As soon as you say depression or mental health struggles, people immediately will assume it's going to be a negative. You know, it's because it's a negative topic. It can be, but actually, for most part, what I've learned through going through this, you know, since 2017, and it's been a really tough one. I mean, I've had depression on and off in the past, but this has been the worst one I've ever been through. I've actually learned that you can do something about it. That you don't have to you don't have to suffer in silence and just feel like, I can't do nothing. You know, I'm powerless. I just got to keep this a secret. That just makes it worse. And like I've been saying in my live streams, the reason why I'm so thankful and I love boxing and the boxing training is because since doing it, since getting back in the gym and training, it's kind of made me realize how depressed I've been and how much the training is helping and getting me back, or getting anybody back to being happy again in their life, you know, and having. Sorry, I don't know why this lighting doesn't seem right today. Why is that? Hold on a second. Maybe there's too much light coming from the window. Hold on. It's annoying me that. Right. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. Okay. Yeah, I've got to get a new laptop. This camera's it's too cheap. So yeah, it's, you know, and I've titled this video "The 4 Signs That You." Sorry, a second. This doesn't seem to be in sync. Hold on. Right, let's see how this goes. So I've realised this, right. There's 4 common signs, 4, 5, something like that. Hold on. What is going on with this live stream? This is really pissing me off. It's not in sync. Let's wait for this. Sorry, guys. It's like when I'm speaking, it doesn't seem in sync. It doesn't seem in time. I've got this. I don't know what is going on outside, man. With these helicopters, they're looking for a fugitive. It's not stopping. So what was I going to say? Yeah, look, trust me, man. These are common, and this is what I realized about myself with this whole journey with this depression and getting over it. The 4 signs that you're depressed, that you're suffering with depression, anxiety, in no order. You stop socializing, like some people completely stop, right? Or you might socialize a little bit, but unconsciously you kind of avoid people because you're depressed, right? You're anxious, you're not feeling good about yourself, and you just want to shut everybody away so you can kind of deal with it or not deal with it. Next sign is you eat a lot of junk, chocolates, cakes, basically sugar addiction. Because for me, and I've realized this a lot, hence why, you know, I'm drinking water now. So that's what I'm saying today. I know this will be positive. I'm not just bashing on about, I'm not complaining and being, oh, I'm depressed, this and that. And if I was, but, you know, it's all ways of coping and you don't even realize it. Like I was doing all these things for the last 4 years now, since 2017 to till now. I've realized, and that's why I'm stopping these habits, like, not socializing enough when that's not normal. Not working, not feeling confident enough to work, just kind of giving up on work, not dating, like giving up on date, you're just kind of existing. Like you're just doing the bare minimum to keep you living, obviously, right? And so not socializing, eating excessive amounts of cakes, chocolates, sugar, fizzy drinks. I've never had a problem with alcohol, but I would definitely say kind of on and off, I've probably drunk a bit more in the last, especially in this last lockdown period, than I probably have in my whole life. It still hasn't been, compared to maybe some people, like loads, but it's been more than I probably hoped for. So drinking, eating bad, and not going to the gym. Like, and when you look at these things, it's kind of stating the obvious. It's a person that's kind of given up on themselves. It really is, and I'm not sounding naive here because that there's many things that we know that doctors will tell us, or you can go online and type in signs of depression, and it will say all these things. But when you actually realize you've been doing it for such a long time, and it's been causing you so much pain because you've been afraid of your depression and anxiety, it's such a relief, if I'm being honest, to get to this point. And I think this is a sign. I mean, I realize that I'm getting better. I'm getting more confident, and that's why I've been putting this stuff out, because I know even if I'm not trying to, which I would love it to, it will help a lot of people. It will help a hell of a lot of people who are going through this right now, and I'm not knocking them because I was the same. And people are scared to talk about it today, even though more people are talking about mental health. People, especially men, especially guys probably 30s, 40s, 50s, they just don't know how to open up about it. And what I realize is you don't do yourself any favors by doing it. Like I wasn't helping myself by keeping it a secret and just kind of pretending it's not there. Because the more you pretend it's not there, the more it's there. So what I've learned about this is you got to want your life back. You got to fight for it. Like no one's just gonna, you know, and there is some obviously great help out there, like if you can get support from family, because I've got really good family. And, I can honestly say going through, being hospitalized in 2017, there were, because I was skeptical of these things, there were good people that helped me, professionals. So that's why I will say to people, if you're really bad, then you got to seek professional help. You got to get in touch with your doctor, tell your parents. But obviously some people are not at a point, thank God, where they need medication or professional help, but they do need to help themselves. They need to start facing their fears, socializing. They need to stop eating. And listen, I'm not saying never eat cakes, because I like my cakes and it's okay in moderation, but when you're doing it excessively, like I was doing it, and it becomes like it's unhealthy, and it's all a way of trying to deal with the lows of depression and the fear and the anxiety. It's a way of medicating yourself. It's like, I'm afraid I can't move forward in my life. I'm depressed, so I'm gonna get a packet of cakes and eat the cakes. The cakes are gonna make me feel good. The cakes are gonna give me a high. But the problem is that you come crashing down again, and obviously it's not good for your health and all that kind of stuff. Um, do I still feel depressed? Not today. I'm coming out of it. I'm coming out of it, but I'm battling with it every day. But the positive thing for me is now I'm not letting it beat me anymore. So I'm getting back to Like I'm now currently in a place of getting back into a good place. I'm back in the gym. I'm training regularly. I'm socializing regularly now. I'm improving my diet. I'm drinking water. I've stopped drinking fizzy drinks. I was never a massive drinker, but I'm going to completely cut out, the little bits of alcohol that I've been drinking because it's not doing any good, and reducing the sugar. So I think I'm in a better place than I've been in a long time. But I know with this stuff, what I've learned with depression and anxiety, you can't take it for granted. Like when you do get in a good place, and that happens to me, and I'm here again, you can't just think, oh, I'm done now, like it's over, because it comes back. If you don't keep working on yourself and you don't, like, it's a fight for life, man. That's the thing. Now, this is probably what not a lot of people want to hear, because people just want to hear either you're depressed and you're struggling, which so they can relate to that, and I understand that's human nature. Or people want to hear you're happy. Most people just want to hear that. It's politically correct, isn't it? Like nobody wants to really hear someone being miserable, and I'm not miserable. Like this is, you could probably tell that I'm getting in a better place, because before I wouldn't speak about this, because that's one of the ways of that's a big sign of depression, is where you don't tell anyone about it. You don't even really admit it to yourself, and that's when you're in a very bad place. And I'm trying to say, I'm not telling people what to do, right? Because it's a sensitive subject. But for me personally, I'm not gonna bottle it up. I'm not gonna let it beat me. Like I'm not just gonna give up anymore. I'm gonna fight it every day until I, get my life back on track. Yeah, I was the same. Yeah, I was the same. I got fat, and now I'm like I've lost a lot of weight. Still a bit more to go, and that's a sign of depression. I mean, that's been one of the common signs through the bad eating. Well, I think I'm not sure. I think there might be a rehab for sugar addiction. I don't exactly know where it is, but it wouldn't surprise me, and that would be good. That's always the one that you you always do. When you don't take action, you get depressed, and that's why I've said for years, because it always helps me. When you take action, you get out of being depressed, and that's what I've been doing. Like I've just been aggressively now. Like I've been in the gym, just training, and that's why I'm doing a lot of these live streams to talk, to inspire people, to help myself as well, to get out of this, and to not give up. So that's the thing. Look, everyone's going to have their take on depression, so I can only speak on mine. But where I am now, it's there's a hell of a lot of positives. Well, the thing is, we don't know for sure if dogs are happy, do we? Like dogs are not always happy. Like we can't know for sure. Um, but I see what you're saying, and I'm not an expert in animal behavior, but I can imagine that dogs, they get sad, happy, and some dogs have got different temperaments. They're really friendly, but I'm sure they suffer as well, but maybe not as much as humans. See, I think a lot of the solutions to overcoming depression and anxiety are simple in what you've got to do, but it's not easy for someone when they are um, like when you're happy and you're not depressed, it's easy to socialize. It's easy to date, pretty much. It's easy to go to work and function because you feel good. But when you don't feel good and you're down and you're depressed and you're anxious, everything's hard. Everything's difficult. Anything, people, and it's happened to me many times. People don't want to come out of the house. People don't even. Some people, and I understand it. They don't even want to take a shower. They don't want to come out of their bed. So it's see. I feel like when we do this, we fight it. We don't let this kind of mental illness win, because it always wins in silence. It always gains momentum. It destroys people if people don't speak up about it, get the help, take the action. So I know the stuff I'm saying. I know it's a little bit jumbled because I'm a bit fired up because I've kind of come to a point of having enough. But I am positive, believe me, and I'm getting better and better. This is kind of like my process of getting out of it. and kind of talking sense and getting your life back on track. But like, I'm going to keep saying it, even if it gets a bit boring. These are the fundamental things to get yourself in a happy place. It's socializing, and that takes some time. Obviously, that takes courage. It's not going to be easy, but you can get there. Obviously, it's exercising, and these things you got to do regularly. You can't just socialize once a year or once every month and then expect to be happy. It's not going to work. It's not enough. You got to socialize like regularly, like every week. I'm not saying every day. Obviously, everybody needs some space. I like space, but and with the gym as well, you've got to work out at least twice a week, two to three times a week, continuously. Week in, week out. Because when you think about it, when you suffer with depression and anxiety, you haven't got to do anything for it to keep getting worse. The depression and anxiety gets worse by itself. It builds its own momentum by you not fighting it and not doing anything about it. And what I mean by fighting it is either talking to someone, talking to parents, getting help. Some people need medication, depends on where you are. Going to the gym. I mean, how many comebacks did we see? We saw it with Tyson Fury. We saw it with Mike Tyson. We've seen it with Oscar De La Hoya. We saw it with Ricky Hatton, the boxers. They got to a point where they were suicidal, they were depressed, they were overweight, and then they got back in the gym. They started exercising. They lost the weight. They got in shape, and then they ended up getting their life back on track. So if you don't do something about it, it affects every area of your life. It affects dating. It affects you financially, working. It just goes right across the board. It starts affecting your appearance, like a lot of you said. If you keep eating sugar, junk, you keep putting on weight, you get overweight. And that's like me being honest with myself and realizing the last 4 years, I've never been overweight throughout my whole life. I've always been slim or ripped or in shape. And, since 2017 up until now, I've kind of battled with, being overweight, pretty much being fat. And that's why now I'm like, no way, I'm not letting this happen anymore. I refuse. So, I've already got my face slim again because I had like a massive double chin, a big belly. Like I was getting out of breath, like walking down the street. It's not good. I'm laughing because it's just my it's my personality, but it's not funny. But sometimes you got to go through this to wake up and come out of it and find happiness. So I'm not going to give up, boy. I ain't going to give up till I have that permanent happiness. And like I said, yesterday was like one of the happiest days I've had. And most of the days it's because I've been in the gym and socializing. Let's read these comments. I find it helpful to see depression as something that evolved to flag up to us that we're not living. That's well said. That's very true. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying today, Gray, is that when those signs, when you see the warning signs, you've got a choice to do something about it. And it's actually a wonderful feeling. It gives you so much confidence and happiness when you do start fighting it back and you do start feeling the happiness coming and you feel, more social. You're not closed in, you're not all introverted and shy. And yeah, I heard something about that. People in Japan, um, they manage to work so many hours. But listen, man, depression affects everyone. It doesn't matter what culture, what country, what background. Yeah, I heard they got one of the highest levels of suicide. I mean, that's kind of telling you something, isn't it? Yeah, I would say for me at the moment, fitness is probably it's probably been my saving grace. Number one thing. This is why I'm very happy about this, and I'm talking about it a lot. And I probably will start posting some videos if I can, even clips of me training just to help people, just to show people. But I think just the shape I'm getting in, hopefully it will help other people. It will probably motivate them because I think that's just how people are. That's why I put the picture of Bruce Lee, because when you see somebody else who's struggling and who fights it and overcomes it, it inspires you, makes you go, I want to do that. He did it. I've gone through something similar, and everyone can do it. So that's a positive message for today, and not just for today, for the future. Yeah, that's got to change. A society that doesn't really value self-expression, because people just have enough. You get to a point where, when you get to a point where you're suffering so much, you don't really care anymore what other people think, and if they're gonna, you're not embarrassed to open up about it, because in opening up about it and doing something about it, you're relieving yourself from the pain. You're helping yourself to get back to, you know to a good mental health, to feeling good, and being happy again and enjoying life. But the little things do make a difference, guys, which I'm excited about. Like, even drinking water every day. Like, that's something I would never really do. Like, I'd only drink water if there was no fizzy drink in my house, or if it was a boiling hot summer's day. Where now, no fizzy drinks in the house. I've just bought like 3 bottles of water of ice, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, so that's another thing. Um, That's a really good question. That's a very good question. My thoughts on chronic depression versus mild depression. Well, my thoughts are, there's a big difference. Chronic depression, from what I have understood, is when you need professional help. And I've been through chronic depression. Obviously, I had a mental breakdown, and I was in hospital. I was in mental hospital for 6 to 8 weeks. I had to go on medication and get professional help. And mild depression, still bad though, because if mild depression isn't dealt with and you leave it, well, it won't be long. It's not guaranteed, but it's a possibility. Mild depression can become chronic depression. So I'm sure this is making sense to everyone. Guys, apologies. I didn't plan these talks. I have not sat down and kind of wrote a presentation on depression. Maybe at some point, who knows? But now I'm just kind of getting it out in the way that I understand it, and as I'm kind of dealing with it and fighting it. Of course, of course. I mean, listen, my hero, like, who I look up to and I respect him even more. Les Brown's just done a video literally yesterday, openly admitting that he woke up suffering with anxiety, and he goes, "Yes, me." Les Brown is the best motivational speaker in the world, very successful man, motivated millions of people around the world to change their lives, overcome depression, addiction, all kinds of problems. And even he said he woke up because of the state of the world, politically, and the economy, and COVID, and he had terrible anxiety. So, and everyone gets it. No one. That's why no. That's why I'm not embarrassed anymore. Like, back in the day, I would be embarrassed to open up about it, because I feel like it's a weakness. It's something that's disgusting. It's like you're a shameful person because you are depressed. You have these problems, but when you realize that everybody suffers with it, and at some point, obviously, some have it worse than others, but at some point it gets everyone. Man, it doesn't care about how much money you got, or what background you're from, or it doesn't care about all that. It doesn't. Depression doesn't, you know it doesn't discriminate like, some people do in our society. So, but the good thing, I think, the great thing where we are now is we're kind of in this new age where we're speaking about it. We're coming up with new therapies and cures, and I actually do feel a little bit privileged that um, I'm having this conversation, because I could never have imagined myself having the guts and the courage and the balls, to be honest, about my mental struggles, and even to challenge this subject. I would never have ever imagined. So I've come a long way, and all of you have as well, being that you can open up about it on a stream, and we can all help each other, whether that's just and I will say this as well. Obviously, you got to take responsibility with this, and if you can't, you got to get help. um When I look at Australia, it gives me anxiety. Hey, Johnny, thanks for helping me out with my romantic life and mental health. Appreciate it. Be safe. You're welcome, man. It's an absolute pleasure. And I appreciate you've been following me and supporting me from day one. So I'm thankful. I'm very lucky as well because maybe some people are not so lucky. Even though, I don't mean this to be arrogant at all. Like now, I don't care what anybody thinks, what any of you would think, or anybody else thinks about me talking about my struggle with this anxiety and depression for the last 4 years and throughout all my life, really. But it's so nice to have a platform of genuine people that are willing to listen and they support you, and they're grateful that, at certain points, when I was in a good place or when I was in a bad place, I've been able to impact people through life experience and being honest, what I mean, talking about this stuff and coming up with solutions, man. I've always believed in being a solution-based person. It's not enough just to talk about depression. I mean, that's a start, but we have to come up with some solutions, and I have done. I've said the two best solutions that I can tell anybody that I'm doing that literally are changing my life again, letting me get my life back to normal is socializing and exercising. That's going to be my new motto, man. Socializing and exercising, and obviously, like some of you said, improving your diet if your diet isn't good. The likelihood is, if you're suffering depression, most people's diets are not going to be good. But again, listen, I know this is cheesy and it's cliche, but I mean it 100%. You can overcome it, man. You can come as hard as this thing is, as challenging as it is. You can, like Tyson Fury said it, and it's might confuse some people. Like, it doesn't mean you can't live a happy life and find happiness because you have a mental health problem or you suffer with depression, anxiety. If you take the right steps, um, and do positive things, you can be as happy as anybody else. But I do think for some people, I can't speak for everyone. I know Tyson Fury says it for me. For me, it's going to be a lifelong battle. I'm probably going to be fighting this for the rest of my life, and that's just the way it's going to be. But the good news is, I've found things that make me happy and are giving me confidence, and the exercising and the socializing and just enjoying life and challenging myself and setting goals and taking action and facing my fears and growing as a person and trying new things, and just little things and appreciating things and family, walking, um, working on personal discipline, fighting addictions. But there's so many things in life that can give you happiness. Yeah, can be a distraction. But that's another important thing as well. When we get ourselves good, guys, mentally, it's a lot easier to meet a woman, and there's a lot of great women out there to meet, and that's another really great thing. I mean, that was one of the things that I realized when I was in a very happy relationship. My mental health was fantastic, but things happen in life. When at the time when my relationship broke down, I separated from my girlfriend. Obviously, it affected both of us, but I didn't realize how much it would affect me a bit later on. It probably Well, when I spoke to a psychologist, she said you don't realize if you've had a breakup in a relationship, it can cause a mental breakdown. Actually, she said it affects people a lot worse than some people realize. So I didn't know that. She educated me on that, and that's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to educate myself and one of the best ways is obviously going through it. I don't think you get a better education as to when you go through a mental health um, struggle or depression. But obviously, you don't wish it on anybody. Wouldn't wish this on anyone. I wouldn't wish someone to have to go through a mental breakdown in order to be educated on the matter. But I'm just making a point of saying, whether I've liked it or not, going through it has educated me, and I'm taking a lot of strength and positives going forward, coming out of it, fighting it. Sylvester Stallone, he said in life, sometimes you just got to keep speaking until you hit a nerve. He was talking about in Hollywood when he was trying to break through and he was struggling. He had mental issues as well. He was broke financially, and he was trying to get one of these Hollywood agents look at his scripts and do a movie, and they were all laughing at him and rejecting him. And there was one time that the guy said he's not interested, and as Rocky was walking out, he said, "Oh, by the way, I did some writing. I did some writing about wrestling and boxing." And the guy said, "Oh, really? Give me a look at that." And he ended up having massive success with Rocky. And he said, "Never stop speaking, because you never know when you're going to hit a nerve." Meaning, never give up. You know, even when you're being rejected in life by people. So, were you at your happiest when you were in a relationship? 100%. I definitely was. I would say a little bit before the relationship, because I'd got myself in a happy place back then. You know, I just started my business. I was becoming successful. I just overcome my fears. So I was in a good place, met a girl, started dating, we fell in love, and things blossomed from there. So to answer your question, yes. They say in sport it's going to take a while to sink in. I realize that in life. It's true, James. You realize it's not quick fix of this stuff. It does take time, which is why when people are asking me, "Am I happy? Am I depressed?" I'm saying, of course, I'm still battling the depression, but I'm coming out of the darkness, and there is a lot of moments every day of happiness. Like, I feel pretty happy today, and I had a great day yesterday. So it isn't all negative. It isn't all negative like a lot of people might think. But I think that's one of the most empowering places. And obviously, no one can force anyone. Everyone's got their right to how they want to live. But when you start fighting depression and taking back your power, and you get very motivated. And I've always found that we need goals in life, goals that excite you and motivate you. I've always been happy in my life and I've had a goal. And now I've got, for many years, I didn't have any goals anymore. I just gave up. I didn't even realize I did. Now I've got goals. My goal is to get well, get happy, get fit, lose weight, get in great shape, get a girlfriend again, keep doing these videos, and eventually get myself back to work, start coaching, start helping people. So I've got many goals, and I hope this helps all of you. I know a lot of you have got goals, but if you don't, then it's something to think about. Yeah, that can be a sign of depression, a big part of being paralyzed. Hello from Germany. Stay strong, gentlemen. What's up, Vivek? Another appreciate all of you are from the original live streamers. It become fearless live stream. Yeah, we're making a real difference with these. I didn't even plan these. I had no idea I was going to start doing these types of live streams. I mean, I knew I'd do a live stream, but mainly at the start I was going to do unboxing and maybe dating. But now I just got this drive in me to talk about, all the things we're talking about, and I suppose it's relevant. It's all a journey, right? So um, I'm very confident I'm going to get to a point where I can share my story with the world, and I'm not quite there yet. I know I'm doing it technically now, but I'll be a great example to say to whoever I'm talking to, whatever platform. Listen, man, I've been to the darkest place you can go to, and I've come back, and you can come back as well. Like, you can get help. You can overcome this. You're not alone. Like, you're not like, it's not over for you, because that's what it feels like when you're going through it. You just feel alone. You feel terrified, if I'm being honest. And you may tell yourself, like I would obviously tell myself, because obviously I'm a man, I've got pride, I've got an ego. I would tell myself, I'm not scared, I'm down, depressed, but I'm not frightened. I'm this, I'm that. But the real truth is, deep down, you are terrified. Because if you wasn't terrified, then, and I'm speaking, call myself out, you wouldn't be binge eating every day, eating sugar to numb the pain. You wouldn't be avoiding social situations. You wouldn't be afraid to go back into the workplace and make money and contribute. And you wouldn't be scared. You wouldn't stop training. You wouldn't get overweight. That's all fear, man. It's all fear. I'm calling it out. I'm so passionate today. I've had enough. I've just had enough of it. I've got I want to rip its head off. Like not anybody's had the depression. Like, you know what's crazy? Like I couldn't even laugh before on a live stream. Like I couldn't even laugh in a social situation. That's how depressed I was. Like my mouth was just locked. I was just finished. Now I can laugh, so I must be getting better. Have you ever lived a woman? Yes, yes, and it was a wonderful thing, man. It was. I really enjoyed it. Some people don't like it. Um, I've lived with yeah, I've lived with three different women over the course of my life, and my particular girlfriend that I was most in love with, I loved living with her. I loved it. So it's I can't speak for everyone, but if you know if you're with someone that you love and you get on with them, it's really nice. But yeah, if you're someone who finds it hard to share their space, then it's not for everyone, right? It depends on the individual. And even with all the things I'm saying today, some of the things will be for everyone, but some won't. Everyone's different. But I mean, just on a side note, right? Because I love boxing, I like to use boxing as an analogy for life and depression. Like, look what Josh Warrington just gone through. Josh Warrington has been a champion. He's never been. He wasn't defeated. He's been undefeated in 30 fights. He's been at the top of his game, and all of a sudden he gets beaten. It wasn't expected. He gets beaten by an underdog in bad fashion, and you know he's had to go through now darkness depression because of losing and not being used to losing, and now he has the rematch today. So I wish him the best, and you know it's inspiring when you see other people are inspiring when you see what people go through and how they can come back. You know, man, these helicopters have been going for, I don't know what is going on. Usually it's driving me mad. It's like usually it's just a few minutes, but they're not stopping. Maybe there's another march. I don't know. Okay, so let me share this, right? I've talked today in this video about the signs of depression. These are some of the common signs that you might definitely have it. You might not know it, you might not admit it. I'm not having a go for that. Like, you know, you stop socializing, you become an addictive personality. Um, but these are the signs when you're starting to get better. This is what I've noticed with myself, and I've observed it in others. When you start coming out of the depression and getting your confidence back, and your mental health starts improving, you start to be more social. You start to be more upbeat. You're more relaxed around people. Like you're just happier in yourself. You're more social. That's a huge indicator for me. Like I know in myself, I can't lie. If I'm not good and I'm down, or I'm in a period of about depression, I'm not as social with people. I'm more quiet. I just keep myself to myself. But when I'm good and I'm happy, I'm totally willing to engage if I see someone. Like I'll have a long conversation, or I'll reach out to friends and say that, you know, I want to go for a coffee, or I'll go on a date, or I'll go and see my family, or you know, I'll be more active on YouTube. So that's actually a good sign. That's like if you're seeing that, then you know that things are getting better for you. A second sign is when you've got more energy, like you're just more energetic throughout the day, and that's how I've been feeling, and these are really good things, obviously. Another sign I think is when this has got nothing to do with being like too vain or anything, where you start taking pride in your appearance a bit more, like you might groom more, you just might wear smart clothes. You just become more. You take more pride in your appearance, and that's a good thing. So a lot of the good signs of when you know you're improving with your anxiety and depression is when you start taking more care of yourself. You start making an effort. You're more enthusiastic. You're more goal oriented, and you're definitely more braver. Like you're willing to come out of your comfort zone more. If that makes sense, and I'm sure it does. So I thought I'd put that out for people that might really help. It also helps me verbalizing all this, because it's kind of like it kind of gives me a way of getting all the information out of my head, and kind of processing it and organizing it. Yeah, Tyson Fury, he's been a great role model for depression, and exactly what you said. He's modeled it, he's demonstrated it. You can't ask for anything more than that. Seeing what he's achieved, he definitely helped me because, funny enough, when Tyson was going through his mental health problems, I was going through it exactly the same time, pretty much exactly the same time. Um, and it's funny, his I think his started in 2015, and that's when my one started, and so it has helped me personally. I know it's helped so many men to open up and not feel embarrassed or uncomfortable about talking about it openly. Hi, Johnny. Greetings from San Diego, California. What's up, my friend? Appreciate it. I've always appreciated the support, and I can honestly say the Americans, you guys in the States, man, you're so supportive of my channel and me, and whatever I'm going through, if I'm positive, up, down, you guys have been with me from the start, and I'm so grateful for it. And whenever I've met, even in the past, I've worked with clients from America, or we've spoken on Skype, or they've come to London, or on. They're just really just good people, man. Good values. I can. We have such a similarity. I feel it makes me happy, man. I feel grateful for it. How are all of you getting on? How is everyone? I mean, you're kind of telling me on the stream, but relatively speaking, I hope that me opening up about what I've been going through, I hope it can help. I hope it does help a lot of you. I really do, and everyone helps each other, and I'm sure it does. Right? It's just common sense. It's finally stopped now. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's like it is the simple things in life that can make you really happy, but it's also simple little mistakes that can make you very unhappy, little habits and stuff. Like I said, for example, you guys are smart, you probably know this, but people have said to me, if you keep drinking fizzy drinks, you're going to have mood swings, you're going to get depressed. Yeah, the helicopter. Can you guys hear the helicopter? That's why I'm shouting a bit. I'm trying. It's just annoying me. I almost feel like leaning out my window and just going, "Can you shut up?" I'm trying to do a live stream with friends, subscribers. We're having a great time there. Can you have some consideration? But then it'll be like the world doesn't revolve around our live stream. How are you dealing with losing your hair? I'm dealing with it. I'm not. It's like I said yesterday, man. Um, it's not great, but at the same time, I've been through the mental health that's a lot worse. So I'm kind of in the middle. I'm being positive about it, to be honest. And if I'm being honest, I'm still grateful that although I am losing some of my hair, I've still got quite a lot of hair on my head. I've got thick hair, even though I am receding, I am balding in spots. So I'm better with it. Even the fact I can talk openly about it and not be embarrassed, that's another sign. So to answer your question, I guess I'm dealing with it better than I was before. Yeah, yeah. I'm in West London. What's up, Bobby Boldy? Love the name, man. Bobby Boldy. Good afternoon, Johnny and viewers. How you guys doing, man? Yeah, I plan on going out. Probably around. I haven't got any plans till about 6. I'm gonna go out for a walk, get some exercise. I'm gonna cook a stir fry tonight and prepare for the boxing tonight. But I had to get a live stream, and I'm gonna start doing these every Saturday, and when we can, I might even just do these, every other day. But yeah, guys, I don't know how many of you are into training at the moment. Maybe you can let me know. I don't look. I'm just presuming. I don't know how many of you want to lose weight, or you are losing weight, or you want to get in shape, or you just want to get back in the gym. I'm doing it at the moment, and it's. I could. I'm not going to cry, but I could cry with how much happiness it's given me. and confidence and positivity and motivation. I'm just enjoying it so much. I can't wait to get back in the gym again. So I'm on a journey with that. So maybe some of you might be on a journey, and if we can share that with each other, I think it would be fun. But we don't have to. So yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of those the Batman locations in London, especially in James Bond as well. They do a lot down the South End. I go to the gym 3 times a week. That's brilliant, man. That's great. So you're sticking to it, right? Because I found like the more you stick to the gym, the better results that you get. To state the obvious, you know. One sec, guys. I'm coming back. I'm just getting some more water. Yeah. Okay. I've been going to the gym regularly now. Hold on. Laptop always runs out. You've always got overcharge. I do love it when I hear you guys, people committing to the gym and sticking to it. Been going to the gym regularly now. I want to get back into boxing training later this year. Yeah, I remember you like your boxing. Yeah, honestly, man, it's well, you know yourself if you've done it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, loads of places like that, James, where, especially in London, where, you know, you're right, we're walking past things every day, and we don't realize sometimes that we're walking past, you know, historic buildings and places, and, you know, some people in history, and different people have been in places that we're walking by every day, and we don't even realize it. Can't believe it, man. I never thought I'd be drinking water on a live. I mean, water in general on a live stream. Like, if you look at my old live streams, I was always drinking Coca-Cola. I never drank alcohol, though. I'm proud of that. I never ever drank whilst doing a live stream. I just didn't feel right about that. But yeah, so the fact that I'm here now with all of you, and I'm drinking water of ice, that's a sign of improvement, man. So it's little things like that you've got to be grateful for, you know, when you're fighting and getting back into being happy. I do 40 minutes of weightlifting, and then I finish by doing 30 minutes of cardio. That's really good. I love that. Simple, effective, and healthy. That's a good workout. That's 70 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. Zero sugar fizzy drinks are healthy. Yeah, and I've got to say, man, you know, I love the taste of that crap. You know what I mean? I've been drinking it all my life, but now, you know, having to go dentist, getting holes in the teeth, you know, obviously fixing the teeth, which has been another fear that I'm pleased. And just getting sick and tired of, you know, the lows being high. Because, you know, when you drink all that stuff, I get that rush. I'm like on top of the world and then you kind of come down and you're lethargic. So again, I don't think it's bad once in a while. Like even Floyd Mayweather or professional bodybuilders, they might drink a Coke after a workout. Like I think it's okay in moderation, but the way I'm doing it every single day, nah, it's obviously not good. So now that's all put a stop to it. Now I used to see friends, people drinking water, right? And I always admired it, but I used to think, how do they drink water? That's such a bland thing. Like, I'll go out to a restaurant with a friend of mine, and we go to Wagamama's or Chinese or wherever, Nando's, and we'd order a big meal, and I would always be like, a Coke with ice, please, and he'd be like, can I just get some water? And I was like, how do they do that? How do people have the discipline? But now I can do it. Now I've got the taste for it. So I don't know if any of you guys can relate. um, I do my 10K steps every day, more often. That's about it regarding exercise. But that's better than nothing, man. Something's better than nothing, and that's a lot. As long as you're doing something. Do I currently have a girlfriend? And if not, no, I don't have a girlfriend at the moment. And again, see, this is one of the things that I want to mention. This is just how I feel. I'm not embarrassed about that. I'm not bothered about that. I don't really. Again, it's not about what other people think. But for me, the good thing is I'm feeling more confident with women again, and I'm starting to date again, and women are seeming to starting to be interested in me again. So I'm happy for that, and I've got a couple of numbers, and I think I'll have a date lined up soon. So it's very, very positive. But that's another thing I think today in our culture. I know I felt it. There's so much pressure on all people, young, old, to have a girlfriend. Like today, if you say you're single, people can easily think, oh, you're a loser, or there's something wrong with you, or you're undateable. But sometimes people don't know that people go through things in life. Like just because someone's single, it doesn't mean that they're a loser or they can't get a girlfriend. Like, and because for me, see, you can't win. I'm not saying to you personally, but you can't win with people because if someone asks me, who doesn't know me, oh, you got a partner, you got a family, you got a wife. I said, no, I'm single. They'll probably think I'm someone who is a loser or can't date. But if I said, well, let me tell you my story, I've had many girlfriends. I've had been very successful women. I've had long-term relationships. It's not being arrogant. I'm just being honest. I've probably been on more dates than most of the average men. I've been on hundreds. But I've obviously gone through a mental health struggle, and that has affected it's affected my ability to want to seek a relationship. But I'm getting myself back to it in ways, and I will get a relationship again. And anybody can who's single. But who's going to want to hear that? No one's going to want to hear that. People don't really care. They just want a short answer. They just want to go, are you single or not? And they just want to hear, oh, I'm married. Oh, great. Yeah, that's it. People are just impatient. I have to get that out, you see. But yeah, no problem asking. But that's the thing about finding what's wrong with this live stream. It just keeps going out of sync. It's really pissing me off. That's great. I'm happy for you, man. You're married. That's lovely. I can improve in your marriage. Good man. We have issues, but getting kept. Brilliant, man. I've got nothing but respect for you, man. It's great to get help when you need it, and I wish you the luck with that. Hope it works out with your marriage. How do you improve your issues with women? Did you get a mentor? I didn't personally get a mentor at the time, but I had someone who inspired me. I took a lot of action back in the day. I worked on my insecurities, went on a lot of dates until I found a girlfriend. So it depends, but mostly it comes down to taking responsibility, facing your fears, and going through the rejections. That's a big part of this, man. A huge part of that. A lot of guys don't want to realize, and I understand. I'm not knocking them. They don't want to go through rejections in order to get a relationship. I don't think, obviously, it can be different, but most people I know, and myself included, they didn't get a relationship without going through a lot of rejections and heartache and disappointments, because sometimes you've got to go through a period of going on dates, and you might go on a date and you still like the person, but you're just not right for each other until you find someone that you are compatible with. So it's being willing to do that, and for most part times in my life, I was always willing to do that, and that's why I got a girlfriend. And now I'm repeating that process. So you just can't give up. You got to keep trying. You got to work on yourself. You got to be social. You got to try. You got to ask a woman out. You got to date, and then it will happen. Why is this out of sync? It must be the internet, man. Again, for me, I think a huge part that's helped me in the past, and it will help me now to get a girlfriend relationship, is the fitness. I think that's the foundation of everything. Because the fitter you are, the better you feel. The more the more attractive you feel, and women are they're obviously going to be attracted to a guy who's happy, confident, and feels good about himself. Well, it just wasn't easy. You got to understand. It's I couldn't always film it inside. It's not always allowed. There's some rules about that. So obviously, without doing videos, I could speak to women in most places when I was confident. So that's the reason. Couldn't always do it. It wasn't a case of being scared about doing it. It's a case of you're not allowed to in some places. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to stop this stream and go again because it's a little bit out of sync when I'm speaking. It's kind of like delaying. Now it's kind of normal. I think I might do a different type. Now I've kind of said everything I needed to say anyway on the matter of depression, anxiety. I think it will help a lot of people. It's been about an hour now. I plan to go out at 6, so I'm probably going to have a 5-10 minute rest and then go live again. I'm enjoying this, doing these lives. I got inspired from some of the other YouTubers that I follow. They do, like, some of them do 2 lives in a night. I appreciate it. I've got to pronounce your name. Is it Cartieri? Cartira or Cartieri? It's a nice name. Yeah, like I was saying, Gray. That's why I respect everyone's different. Everyone's wishes are different. Some people are not, they're not made for relationships that might not suit them, and I respect that. Some people are very relationship orientated, and yes, I went through that stage myself of I just didn't, I wasn't mentally, I didn't want to go through the process of getting a relationship, and a lot of people don't because it's hard work. It's not easy. You got to face. Oh, your name's Carlos. Cool. Is that your surname, Carlos? See, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm reluctant to say I'm respectful to other people's names. People don't always use their real names, or sometimes you can't pronounce people's names. So you just gotta, you just gotta be polite and just ask people. Helicopters are back. You know what? Let's change it, right? Let's be positive. Helicopters are wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Let's work on that. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm definitely I think Monday. Yeah, Monday. I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm going to cut it short. It looks better. Okay, cool. Charles in English. That makes sense. Yeah, Carlos, Charles. I know a little bit about different cultural names and stuff. Like, just for example, I guess like in Russian, like the name Marsha means Maria. So it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It's not that far away. So Carlos and Charles, you can kind of see you can kind of see it. Makes sense. Common sense. But I wouldn't have known that until you told me. Or maybe I'll just keep this live stream going now. It seems to work. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see myself speaking. There'll be times where it delays, and it's like I pick up the drink, I drink, say something, and then and then I'll see myself picking up drink. I'm like, what's going on? I'm not picking up the drink no more. Yeah, gotta say though, I really enjoyed that run. I'm gonna do more of doing the Manny Pacquiao videos. That was a lot of fun actually. That kind of that helped me to find some happiness as well. Just focusing on that, something positive. You gotta love Pacquiao, man. You can't knock Manny. He fights everyone, win, lose. He's fearless, man. He definitely helped me, motivated me to get back in the gym and train. I'm a huge fan of the writing of W. Somerset Maugham. That's interesting. I think there must be a march or a protest going on in London because this is unusual for helicopters to be out that long. It feels like they're circling around the area. There probably is some sort of. There's been so many marches going on of late. I don't think that's a good idea, but I see what you're saying. Pacquiao should fight Canelo like Floyd did. Well, Canelo's too big for him, Mike. That's the problem. It wouldn't be fair now. Canelo's fighting at super middleweight, light heavyweight. Pacquiao is a welterweight. It's just the size difference is just not. It's not fair. Um, are you Mexican, by the way? I didn't know where you were from, Carlos. I thought you were from the Philippines, and then obviously your name. What are your thoughts on the Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez? I think he's brilliant, actually. He's a bit before my time, but I've watched some of his fights and I've heard about his reputation. He's one of the greats. What can you say? Chavez is a legend. He's arguably the best fighter to ever come out of Mexico. Um, Yeah, but Pacquiao's too old now for that fight. I think you're right. Pacquiao could have fought him when he was a bit younger, but I mean it's not fair. What's Canelo 31? Pacquiao's going to be 43. It just wouldn't be fair. My fighting weight that was years ago. I was skinny back then for my height because I'm 6'1". Was 73 kilos, so middleweight, and now I weigh 90 something kilos. So I put on a lot of weight since those days. Yeah, he got caught for that. We all know that with the steroids, the juicing. Oh, you're Mexican, cool. I was born in the border town called I can't pronounce. That's a nice name. Is it? This is a little bit of a challenge for me. Let's just give it a shot. Tai Tijuana, Tijuana. Heard of it? I don't think I've heard of that. But I've always loved the Mexican fighters. That they're brilliant. Um, Probably my favorite was wow, you're really tall, 6'4", 80 kilos. So you're pretty lean then for that. You're in good shape. Yeah, I love Barrera. I love the Marco Antonio Barrera, and the fights with Eric Morales. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. Errol Spencer's the same age as Canelo, but like I said, Canelo's just too big. He's just too big for Pacquiao now, and the timing's wrong. Canelo would beat Pacquiao now, but I think Manny would have beaten him in his prime. If they fought, as you said, like a catchweight. I have tried Mexican food in London, and it was really nice, but you'd probably tell me that it probably wasn't proper Mexican food. But I did go. I've been to, I used to go with my girlfriend to a Mexican restaurant, and I love the food. I had like a Mexican chicken, a type of rice. It's lovely. But I love food, man. I'm sure I'd love Mexican food. I love food of like rice, chicken, rice, things like that, meat, beans. You guys always get me hungry on these live streams, man. You start talking about food, scenes. Uh, I haven't tried tacos. Haven't tried it. I've had burrito, and that's Mexican, right? And I love burritos. I hope I'm right that I didn't get that wrong. I'm sure burritos is it originate from Mexico, and I do love the burritos in the wraps. Um, I love it with the chicken, the rice, the spices, the beans. God, you're making me want to eat that food right now. And I'm actually fast at the moment. I haven't eaten anything today, guys. I'll have my main meal in a few hours. I'm gonna do a stir fry. What are you guys having for dinner? Hey, that's good to see you, man. It's been a long time. One of the old faces. THC Gamer 34. Hi, brother. Good to see you. I'm kind of depressed from drinking alcohol and arguing with family. I lost my license to drive, so my car. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And listen, man, I hope I hope my account of opening up about my depression can help you in any kind of way. But you just gotta. It's hard, man, because it's easy to say this to people, but when you're going through it, you just gotta fight, man. You just gotta fight and just not give up, and you can get there. But it takes time, you know. And maybe coming on the live stream will help you out. You're gonna go gym in 30 minutes, and you'll cook some eggs. Good, man. So you're eating right. You're getting your protein in your gym. It's good to see that quite a lot of people on the stream are in the gym. And for any of you that are not, again, I can't force you, but you really want to think about getting yourself back in the gym. It really helps with depression. You know, because when you do a workout and you train, you don't realize that you're actually toughening yourself up. You're strengthening your mind and your emotions. It's giving you confidence. So the strength you get from a workout, it gives you the strength to then go into life and deal with, the difficult things that we all have to deal with. Yeah, I think I need to get a bit of food in me now. I'm starting to feel I feel a little bit sleepy now. It's a sign. I need to at least get a snack, something healthy, a banana or something, a bit of fruit, and then my dinner later on. Yeah, man. Gamer, honestly, man. Um, I know it's not. I know you don't always want to hear it when someone tells you something, right? Because I'm not talking down at you. I'm respecting you because this is changing my life. Just get back in the working out, man. Whatever you can do, just start. It's simple. Keep it simple. You will start feeling better. Your self-esteem will go up. I'm glad my videos help you in the streams, and come on these live streams. A lot of positive people on here. Don't give up. Take it one step at a time. I don't know how long you've been on the stream, but earlier on I've talked about all my struggles with this depression and how you can come out of it. It's not easy, but you can do it. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas for new videos. I haven't done some videos in a while. When I get my hair cut, I'm going to do some new videos on diet. A lot of things we've spoken about today, but I'm going to kind of categorize them in 10-minute videos. Yeah, sometimes when we do these streams, right, after an hour of speaking, I could just fall asleep. Imagine that, right? Imagine I just fell asleep on the stream now. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Especially for people that are not live on the stream, who might come see the video on YouTube, think, oh, I'll watch his live stream, and then after an hour, I'm like, that would probably go viral, man. That would just be hilarious. Man falls asleep whilst doing a live stream or on a live stream. It's too funny, man. That would crack me up, man. Awesome, man. Have a good weekend, mate. Don't give up. Appreciate it, man. Same back to you, man. Don't give up, man. Stick with it, man. Get help, speak to someone, watch positive things, laugh, whatever you can do, man. Don't give up. Awesome, man. Have a great workout, guys. All right, we'll wrap it up. I might do another one a bit later on, but it was good today. We're moving forward. Every time we do these, I feel better, and I'm sure all of you do. So have a good day, guys. Enjoy your workout. And I might be back on after if you can tune in again. If not, yeah, have a great one.